Hi, David here, CEO and founder of the Freedom Founders Mastermind community. One of my favorite quotes is one by Rumi, the 13th century Persian poet. And he says, "Why do you stay in prison when the door is so wide open?" What he's referring to are self-limiting beliefs, beliefs that we have been brought up with during our lifetime uh, by well-meaning people, but we are just indoctrinated early in life and through our early childhood into certain things that may or not be true. We put a ceiling on our ability to adapt or pivot with change. We don't like change. We want to just keep things stagnant, keep things the same. It feels more comfortable to do that. It's less scary. We have less fear about that. But that's not what life is like at all. In fact, in my own life, I probably adopted some of those same limiting beliefs. I wanted things to be the same. I wanted things to be built out. I wanted to be a planner and have everything go to my plan. But life didn't always work out that way. I had to learn to embrace the change, embrace the things that I couldn't control, and learn to not always be reactive, but be proactive, be on the forefront of taking those changes and looking for the opportunity inside those changes. This is a whole mindset shift that a lot of people don't take on. You know, we go to school and we learn to make the grades and take on the technical training and go to high levels of education, but it makes us typically less adaptable because we have this sunk cost fallacy and this thing that we learn to do, and it describes who we are. I learned in life that I'm a lot more than being a technician, even though being a technician in a certain field gave me a lot of satisfaction and an expertise and I could help people. That's great, and everybody should have that. But what else? What else is there? How do you identify yourself? Is it by that technical trade, or is there more inside you? I found there was a lot more inside me, and the way I found that was by surrounding myself with different people than my industry tribe, different people who thought differently, who saw life differently, who were entrepreneurial, and gave me the permission back that maybe I was lacking early in my life when there were opportunities there and I wouldn't take them because it fell outside the scope of what I was taught to do. I didn't want to mess things up. Wrong attitude. The people who get furthest in life, and I don't mean with monetary wealth, that's one piece of it, but I mean just with satisfaction and joy and happiness, are those who are willing and able to take steps that other people won't take. And I really got that from being around other people. You know, Jim Rohn says you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And I found by upping that group of people that I associated with gave me that impetus to make the changes that maybe in the past I was fearful of making. So think about where you are in your life. If you're wanting to make a change, make a difference, if you feel stuck in a rut, maybe just changing your environment, the people you hang with, would be the next step for you. Tactics, strategies, all great, but until this changes right here, not a lot else will change. Think about that the next time you're looking for a different path, a different way. Maybe you're confused about options that you may or may not have in your life. The door could be wide open and you just can't see it. It's your freedom. You've got to take charge of it. See you next time.